In this Matthew Walker MasterClass review, I'll be helping you decide if this is the right course for you and if it's worth paying for. I'll be taking you through all the information you need to know about this class and concluding on whether or not it made me a better sleeper. And by way of introduction, my name is Finn and I'm the founder of Lenopoly. We provide honest reviews to popular online courses. I have included a link to Matthew Walker's MasterClass in the description, and so if you want to check the latest price, try a sample lesson, or generally know more, you can click the link below. So with that being said, let's get started. If you're looking to learn the science of better sleep, then Matthew Walker is your man. He's a professor of neuroscience and psychology at UC Berkeley, and he's the director of the Center for Human Sleep Science. He's also a New York Times bestseller, winner of NPR's Book of the Year, and a recipient of the Carl Sagan Prize. Simply put, Matthew Walker is an expert on sleep. And if you don't know MasterClass yet, here's a quick overview. Launched in 2015, MasterClass is a platform that enables you to learn from the world's best. How it works is MasterClass recruits world-leading experts onto the platform to teach you what they know, whether it's cooking with Gordon Ramsay, music with Hans Zimmer, or tennis with Serena Williams. There's over 100 instructors on the platform and new ones are added each month. Matthew Walker's MasterClass is 3 hours and 12 minutes long and is made up of 15 lessons, averaging around 12 minutes per lesson. You also get a 24-page workbook which summarises key lessons and includes Matthew's top tips for getting a better sleep. You'll also get a link to a questionnaire that tells you what time you should be sleeping based on your own body clock, which is pretty cool. And to give you a better idea of whether this course is for you, I'll cover the highlights of each section. Once you purchase the masterclass, you'll see something like this. In Lesson 1, Walker explains that we've recently made remarkable inroads in major scientific questions all about sleep and how 1/3 of the people that we meet aren't getting the sleep they need. He explains that in this class, he'll be covering what sleep actually is, why we need to sleep, and how we can optimize and improve the quantity and the quality of sleep that we're getting. He also explains that regardless of your situation, it's never too late to start sleeping better. From there, we go to Lesson 2, which talks all about what sleep is, the 2 types of sleep, as well as the sleep cycle. You'll learn what happens when we sleep, as well as the consequences of not getting enough. All very interesting stuff. Then in Lesson 3, we learn all about how sleep actually works, exactly what the factors are that determine your alertness and sleepiness, and more importantly, tips that will help you based on your individual circumstances. Next is Lesson 4, which is definitely one of the most interesting lessons. Here Matthew discusses chronotypes, that is, whether you're a morning or an evening person. He also explains that it's vital you understand which you are as it's genetic, so in other words, you can't change it, so you actually have to optimize your schedule around it. And what's great about this lesson is that you'll be directed to a questionnaire where you can actually find out your own chronotype. To be completely honest with you, I was really surprised with the result, and I had a few friends take the questionnaire too to see what they thought, and they're also surprised. So that is to say, you really can't assume you already know which type you are. From there, there's a quick lesson on the effects of caffeine and alcohol and their impact on sleep quantity and quality, and tips for managing that. Quite an important lesson if you drink a lot of either of those things. Next, we go to sleep debt, and this was probably one of my top 3 lessons. Now I won't give the game away here as that would be unfair to those that have purchased the class, but I will say this lesson will make you rethink about how you're sleeping, plus provide you with lots of tips on how to nap for optimal results, which I really liked. Lesson 7 is fairly theoretical and talks about the critical role sleep plays in memory and learning. Quite interesting stuff for those of you who are keen to know the science. You'll also hear about how sleep inspired some major musical and scientific breakthroughs, such as Let It Be and Yesterday by the Beatles, Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, as well as the creation of the periodic table. Lessons 8 and 9 look at how sleep changes as we age, as well as how our mental and physical health impact the sleep we need. And then we hit Lesson 10, which is all about dreaming and just how crazy it is. This was a lesson I was particularly interested in because I really do have the craziest dreams almost every night, so it was good to understand the science there. The next 3 lessons really hammer home the message on why it's vital we prioritise sleep, and I have to say I was already convinced on the merits of sleeping before this point, and I'm pretty sure you will be too, but if there is any doubt left, there won't be after this section. The last 2 lessons are really among the best, or at least they were for me anyway, because here we get a ton of practical tips back to back on exactly how we can get a better night's sleep, which is ultimately what you want from this course. And the best thing, as Walker says himself, is that you can start tonight. So that sums it up for the lesson by lesson breakdown, but just to recap, in this class you'll learn how you can improve the quality and the quantity of sleep you're getting, how to identify your own chronotype and optimize your sleep schedule, how to sleep in a way that boosts your memory recall and ability to learn, how sleep prevents disease, slows the aging process, supports weight loss and optimizes physical and mental performance, how your body responds positively to sleep and negatively to a lack of it, plus how dreaming works and how it benefits your waking self. Now we've covered that, let's look at the pros, and really there are 4 key ones I want to highlight. The first is that you're getting 2 decades of sleep research summarized into one class. This is basically a great way for you to easily download the latest scientific research on sleep in one go. Next is that there are actually some great tips on how you can actually significantly improve the quantity and quality of sleep you're getting. I've changed my own routine quite significantly as a result of taking this class, and I've definitely noticed the benefits. I'm feeling a lot more alert throughout the day, which is a big bonus. Plus, most of the tips were completely new to me, and I doubt I'd have discovered them without taking this class. Our third pro is that the class is very well taught, which is to be expected given Walker is a professor of neuroscience and psychology at UC Berkeley. Plus, MasterClass have done a great job with the on-screen graphics, and they really add a lot of value. And the last point, this class really provides a compelling argument on why you need to prioritize sleep immediately. Honestly, I can almost guarantee that you will think about sleep differently after this class, and it will definitely make you want to take action. And the reason why I think this is a particularly important pro is that ultimately that's what you want with an online course. Something that will force you to take action so you can see the benefits. Regarding cons, I think it's important to say that for what this class is, it really delivers and it's hard to find fault. However, I don't think this class is for everyone, and it's important that you go into it with the right expectations so you're not disappointed. So let me explain. The focus of this class is on the science of better sleep, and what I mean by that is it's very theoretical. I would say about 75% of the content is theory and 25% practical. I didn't realise that was the case when I took the class, and as a result, I didn't really enjoy the first half of the course that much. Walker does spend a lot of time talking about the science of why we should sleep, for instance, and going into the class, I didn't need persuading on that, so I did find those sections less interesting. The reality is I was expecting more of a how-to guide. It wasn't until I looked on Reddit to see what others had said that I changed my mind. A lot of the people there were really positive about this class, and essentially what I realised was that if you go into it understanding it's as much about the science as it is about the practical tips, then the chances are you're going to love this class too. And from there, I started to enjoy the course a lot more. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you just want something which only focuses on practical points of getting better sleep and are less interested in the scientific context of sleep, then this class might not be right for you. Which is a good segue to the next section of this review: who is this class for? So in my opinion, this class would be a good fit for anyone who can tick one or more of the following boxes. Anyone who wants to understand the scientific context of sleep, someone who is serious about improving their sleep quality, someone who wants a scientifically backed approach, anyone that wants to feel more alert and energetic during the day, and anyone who needs to get to sleep faster and wake up fresher. Now, if you do have a sleeping disorder, Walker himself says that this class could be beneficial to you, but your first point of call should always be your doctor. Okay, great. Now on to cost. So I would preface this by saying to check the link in the description to get the latest price, and that's because the price and purchase options are subject to change, and it also depends on which currency you're purchasing in. But to break it down for you as it is today, so you can see how it works, at present it costs $180 for an all access pass. Now I wouldn't be surprised if the price has gone up when you watch this because of the amount of value MasterClass deliver. Now with an all access pass, you can take any or all of the 100 plus courses on MasterClass, and the great thing about this offering is that the more classes you take, the less the effective cost per class is. Now the way you work this out is to take the current cost of an all access pass, in this case $180, and then divide it by the number of courses you think you might take. For example, if you're able to find at least 6 to 10 classes you like, it means you're effectively paying $30 to $18 per course. Now bearing in mind that these classes are taught by world experts, the value is simply unbeatable. This is the sort of way you can hack learning by being taught by the world's very best. Now, if you do check the price and find it to be more expensive, really don't be surprised. Just remember to divide the cost by the number of classes, for example 10, to get an accurate picture. So, is the Matthew Walker Masterclass worth it? Well, it's worth me re-recording this conclusion as I accidentally deleted the previous take, and as some of you may have noticed, I've had a haircut between now and then. If you fancy liking this video to lessen my pain, that'd be appreciated. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Is the Matthew Walker Masterclass worth it? Well, the answer, as it often is it depends. As mentioned, for what this class is, it's hard to find fault, but I don't think this class is for everyone. This class is about 75% theory on what sleep is, how it works, and why it's important, and it's about 25% practical on how to actually optimize it. And so, if you're less interested in the scientific context, you will enjoy this class less. However, Masterclass could still be right for you if you are interested in taking the other classes on the platform. And that's because while this course might not do it completely for you, there are plenty of others that could, and you could take any or all of them. For example, you might like Jon Kabat-Zinn on mindfulness and meditation. This really is a phenomenal class, and actually there are some guided meditations for you both to fall asleep and fall awake to. If you're interested in cooking, you've got Gordon Ramsay, Thomas Keller, and a ton more. If you want to refine your business skills, there's Chris Voss, a former FBI hostage negotiator, teaching you how to negotiate better, or Daniel Pink, teaching you the science of persuasion. Then there's a ton in the film category, with the likes of Martin Scorsese, Natalie Portman, and Samuel L. Jackson, among many others. So here my advice is to check the link in the description and explore the other courses on the platform. If you can find around 4 that you may be interested in, I'd say it's worth it. Now, if you are interested in learning the science of sleep, then I think you really will enjoy this class. Walker is a great teacher, this course is very well produced, and while it's only 25% practical, the tips you are getting are backed up with tons of scientific and peer-reviewed research, and so you know they work. You'll learn when to sleep based on your chronotype, how to optimize your routine, how to nap, and how to optimize for learning, as well as mental and physical health. As mentioned, my sleep routine has changed significantly, and I'm definitely noticing some big benefits. Overall, my sleep has improved, and I know how to deal with nights where I do get bad sleep, which for me is a big plus of this class. And don't forget, you can always try a sample lesson, check the latest price, and explore other courses on the platform by following the link in the description. And as Masterclass has a refund policy, the risk of you losing out if you don't enjoy it is minimal. Hopefully this review is helpful to you, and if you like the video, please make sure to like the video, and thank you for watching.